Yep, it's another Saturday and another night out. I know this isn't the usual view you get when you start my videos, but this is all about making my life easier. Just leaving Malvern. It's coming up to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which means I have 4 hours of daylight left. Sorry, I need to slow down a bit. I've overdone it with the weight in the pack. I think it's pushing about 35 kilos today because there's lots of radio gear in there. Yeah, I'd happily drag my ass in this pack over Malvern, up and down those nice hills, because I'm a bit weird like that. But I just ain't got the time today. I want to get up to where I'm sleeping, which is going to be a new place for me. I've looked at it quite a few times from the Malverns, but never slept there. Getting nice and high now. I'm still going to have to walk across a bit of the Malverns, but this boring little bit of road cuts out quite a bit. Up on the Malvern Hills proper now. Come off the road, the boring road. And it's not a bad day. There's a lively wind from the southwest, which might be a problem for me tonight because I don't think I'm going to get out of it from where I'm sleeping. Although plans can change, so. But I've got my heart set on sleeping in this new place, so I can handle a bit of wind. It's not that warm today, which is good because I've already started peeling from last weekend's trip down to Weston and Sandpoint, which is really itchy. But it's nice. So you're chilling out. Switch from my phone music to my radio music because I turned my phone off because it dies like you wouldn't believe it. Yeah, it's trying to access so many towers at the same time, it just kills it. And it's obviously my first point of contact in case anything goes wrong, so it's always off on the weekends when I'm climbing, walking, hiking. That's my route. I've got about it's less than a mile I think, but it's a bit, up and down. Just had a quick pint in I can't remember the name of the pub. Changed my life anyway. Spent too long in there on a Sunday afternoon after coming down off the Malverns. Was in no shape to go to work on a Monday. Decided I didn't like the job and that was it. Changed my life. That's northish, towards Birmingham, Redditch, home for now. Down south, Worcester's sort of that way. Got about 3 hours of daylight left. Probably take me hour and a half maybe to get to where I want to be, but I really want to pick a good spot out tonight because I bought loads of radio gear up and I want to sit down and play with that. So, but there is another pub on the way and I will have a beer in there as well. Oh, sorry, a cider, not a beer. But yeah, it's a nice day. Like I said, I'm thankful the sun's not burning today because the back of my neck is still glowing from last weekend's trip. I need it to calm down a bit before I get any more sun. Right, time to get myself together and get moving before the sun disappears on me before I know it, because that's happened before. Sit down too much, dawdle, chill out. Oh no, it's dark. Ah! And then you're stumbling around trying to find a place to sleep that's dry, free of ants. Yep, time to go. Woo! That is one refreshing wind. Yep, it's going to be a great bit of fun sleeping in this tonight. But you know me, the harder the better. I do love these pre-summer camping trips. You never know what you're going to get. Check this out. This isn't even the highest point of the beacons. That is. Woo! Ah, so nice. And what's on the radio? Kate Bush running up that hill. Perfect. As much as I enjoy that lovely wind, I've ducked down out of it for 10 minutes just to chill out, because I realised I forgot to eat today, which is quite normal for me when I'm enjoying myself, but I'll pay for it tomorrow. And I also need a drink of water as well. I've been walking for a few hours without anything. I mean, for a pretty crappy day, Malvern's is pretty busy. Loads of people walking up and down. It's good to see, really is. So I have a choice of food: peanuts, which are the usual fare, or this, a nice juicy Scotch egg, which I'm going to consume. But I will turn the camera off and I'll save you from that. Ain't got far to go. Old Fort's just over there. It's straight down now to the pub, have a quick beer in there, and then nip over to the Old Fort where I usually sleep, and then walk past it to a new place and check that out. I got plenty of time, so I'm not worried. I'm just going to chill. It's always so nice and quiet up here. I always fantasized over the years that I could build a house. I mean, there's places in Wales where I used to live, and there's so many nice places. I'd just love to build a house, but I'd have to fence it, guard dog it, and probably get security, because I'd get robbed every other day, as most rural people do. Sorry, that was a bit of a generalisation, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I think it's time for food. As soon as you get down off those peaks, that sun kicks in. Really nice. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening. Those two dogs down there have just been hassling me. The one was barking at me and the other wanted attention. Perhaps they're married. I'll let you work out with that what you're going to do. There's the Old Fort. My destination, well, past it, obviously. I always get a bit nervous when I'm going to sleep in a new place. Even though I know the Malverns well, I've never actually been down to this area, so... Well, the area I'm going to sleep in, if that makes sense. Makes sense to me anyway, that's all that really matters. You'll work it out, eventually. Ha! What a cracking day. Unfortunately, the weather for Monday looks really crap. And I was looking at the BBC weather before I left the house, and it's like, is it rain towards dawn? A bit random, a bit vague. So whatever that means. But there's nothing like being woke up with the best alarm clock in the world, which is rain falling on your face. Gets you up every time. Scrambling for your gear. We shall see. Yay! Almost at the pub. All that chilling out has eaten into my daylight. It's all good. I know you can't see it on this thing, but there are people up on the old fort. Enough time for a quick beer. Rest me bones. And I'll be on my way. I need at least maybe half an hour of daylight to get myself set tonight. It's not just a question of throwing down all my bedroll, sleeping bag. I got my radio stuff to set up as well, so which is part of the reason why I'm here, and the other part is because I can. And I like it. I can feel cider. Actually, I can smell cider. I can smell cider from 200 yards away. It's coming. Satisfying my thirst for cider in another pub I don't quite know the name of. Actually, not quite, but I don't. Walking up to British camp. The only way I know how. I'm sure there's another route to where I want to be. But I ain't got time to mess around because it's gone 7. And it's getting, well, it's not getting dark, but from my point of view it's getting dark. I do love those times when I just go and sleep in a random field somewhere without having to climb. Look at this, man. This is so steep. It's not far though, about 200 yards, and then it levels off, as I remember. Dear. And God, I'm over the worst of that path. Get a nice side view of the Malverns from here. It just goes to show the up and down peaks and how much of a nightmarish walk it is. Well, no, it's a good walk, but it can be a bit stressful on a really hot day. Oh, this is the usual camping spot because 9 times out of 10 you're sheltered from the wind this way, but I want to go over there. Just see those trees on the line there? There was somebody walking up that path just now, but unfortunately I'm on the wrong path. I need to be down there. I think I can make it down there quite safely, even with the weight on my back. Oh, we'll soon find out, won't we? I've got ID on me, so if somebody finds me in a heap at the bottom, that's cool. I think it's got to be an easier way though. I think I can walk over the top, which will probably be a nicer walk. I've got the time. It's not critical, not yet. I think I'm okay for the weather tonight. I think the BBC got it spot on. I imagine that it's going to be a bit rough in the morning. Rough? But it's okay. I can handle that. I'm used to that. This will get me up early, even though I've got to wait ages for a train, because this is the UK. And we don't do trains before 10 o'clock on a Sunday. Ever. I mean, why would you want to get home early on a Sunday? It baffles, you know? It defies all logic. But that looks good. Nice tree to sleep under. Slinging aerial up. Nice takeoff here. I mean, I've been blocked from pretty much all of Wales, radio wise. But I get to go down south and all the way up to Birmingham, sorry. If you don't know that abbreviation. Sod it, I'm going to walk this way. Why not? Yeah, I'm looking forward to spending the night out. I know I'm going to be cold. Who cares? I spend my time at home, sat in front of my computers, doing God knows what. And I could be out here. A beautiful place. Wake up in the morning, freezing cold, with rain falling on my face. Thinking, this is perfect. Okay, let's go down to business. The wind has changed direction slightly, which shouldn't be a problem once I get down there. There are two people down here somewhere, unless they've walked off that way. I don't know, but I'm going to make my move. I've picked my spot. I know this is common grazing land as well, so hopefully there'll be no cows down here. I can't see any. Well, there are sheep down here as well. Yeah, I'd worse. That's an interesting path up there, which I've never seen before. I'm definitely going to have to investigate that in the morning. But my main priority now is finding a nice, comfortable, secure, out of the way place to set up camp. I think I'll be okay. He's definitely well out of the way. Yeah, my suspicions were correct. Plenty of sheep drop-ins. No cow pats though, which is good. Cows are always a lot more hassle than sheep. They look old. There's no fresh ones here. Don't ask me how I know that. You don't really want to know. This looks good. Definitely not this tree though. One of these down here. That one there. That'll do. Is anybody about? Give it another 20 minutes. And then I'll get myself together. It's not the view I'm used to. It's out of the wind. A little bit of shelter from the tree. Ah, look, it's all nettles under the tree. Back to the first one. Not an ideal spot, but it'll do. Just waiting for it to get a little bit darker now before I make camp proper. I think it's going to be a dry night. Feels like it. If not, it's 20 minutes down to the pub I had a beer in earlier, and there's shelter down there. So I'm not too worried. I got my waterproof bivvy. I'll waterproof my bag. I'll drag the cover over it. I'll make sure all the electronics are away before I go to bed. But I'm wide awake. It's approaching what, 8:30? Bit of wind here. More than I would like. sleeping bag will take a lot of that away though, so I'm not too bothered. Probably about, what, 6 degrees at the moment. That's with a little bit of sun, so it's going to be one cold night. But I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Beautiful. Some days you're the dog, and some days you're the lamppost. The wind's picked up, and that 7 degrees I was hoping for has now turned into about 4. On top of that, the fleece, my super warm fleece that I thought I packed earlier, is not in my bag. So I'm down to 2 t-shirts and my lovely Bohas coat. Bohas, sorry. So I'm going to have to get in the sleeping bag because I'm freezing my ass off. And that's pretty much it. Tree, bag, bedroll, food, geeky radio gear. And it's cold. Yep. It's going to be a challenging night. Situation report. It's very late. The wind's died down. I'm all trussed up in my bag. Everything's squared away. Now I'm going to try and get some sleep. My feet are cold. I don't like my feet being cold. Wind's died down a bit, which is quite nice. I think it's time for sleep. Night all. P.S. If it rains in the morning, I'm going to be very, very unhappy. Well, that was an interesting night. Still windy this morning, but not like it was last night. Sun's up. I've had a quick walk around to warm me up. There's the state of the camp. Could not get comfortable at all. Slipping and sliding all over the shop last night. There's loads of people walking about, but I picked a good spot because I've not been bothered this morning. I'm going to pack my stuff up, have a good walk around, get myself warmed up. That was probably one of the most uncomfortable nights I've had for a while. But it's a nice day. No rush today. It's Easter weekend, so all the trains are cocked up. So getting home is going to take forever no matter what I do. Site's nice and clean. All packed away. Warmed right up now. Time for a bit of a trudge around. Get the blood flowing. I've got plenty of supplies left, plenty of water, a bit of food. So I think I'm going to walk myself over to the far point there and further and down into Malvern that way. Nice slow walk while it's still, sun's still out. make the most of it. This may be the last bit of the video because the GoPro is dying. Down to the last bar of battery, which doesn't last long, I know that. Sat down, had some breakfast, found a place to make coffee. Found a place to make me coffee. Breakfast consisted of half a packet of peanuts and said coffee. Walked halfway across the Malverns. I'm just chilling out now. Got out of the wind. The weather is turned a bit moody, and I suspect by the smell of it that it's going to rain. And there is no quick route for me off the Malverns here, unless I double back on myself, which I'm not prepared to do. So I'll make sure everything's tucked away and carry on. Shame I'd like to sit about here today. I'm in no rush at all. Nothing to do tomorrow. But I don't think Mother Nature's going to let me do that. For a change and a special exercise treat, I dragged myself all the way across the Malverns to Beacon, which is there, which is the highest point, instead of taking the easy route out, which is the road I walked up yesterday. But the worst is over, it's all downhill from here. There's rain on the horizon, I can see it in two places. There's people up here walking around in t-shirts, they're in for a nice shock. Yeah, I was going to stay up here a bit longer, but the weather's terrible. It's too cold to sit about, so I'm going to make my way home, chop up this video, and have a shower, because I really need one. I feel sorry for the person who's going to have to sit next to me on the train today.